Welcome to Craft Plan Create.
So we were going over, how to reuse things that are just sent to you. And I had talked about utilizing these beautiful pictures, right? And creating a journal cover. So let's talk about that. I picked out some images I'm probably going to use. And here it is. And as you can see here, I have covered it up with tissue paper. And you can see the layers, literally. There's white, there's this little polka dot one, and then there's another white layer on the top.
The layered tissue will give a color variation on the back of the page. If you want to hide the numbers and the letters a little bit more effectively than I did here, you want to just use different paint or different color tissue, or put more layers.
So once you get all of these tissue paper, and this is just gift tissue, so once you get it on, it's a matter of just knowing how you want to, like the size that you want to use for your journal. Voila, here we are. Okay, now the next decision that has to be made is if I want these corners rounded. Did I get all these corners? Yes, I did. Okay. So now that we have that, listen to this beautiful sound. It's nice and thick. I really love it. And now we're just going to match up these corners. And there you go. It's as easy as that. And this will be the front of the journal. The inside. It feels wonderful. And then the back. So I've pre-cut all the papers. And I didn't have a lot of junky papers. All I had was printer paper, so I'm using that. So I've already cut it down to size, and then sorry about that. And then I use these We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile Corner Chomper. I love that it's called a chomper. That's hilarious to me. And this is the edges that I'm gonna do. And I rounded these corners here. So you can see I've already folded it and it's ready to go. So I want to quickly show you what I made out of all those scraps. Here's that calendar. And I used acrylic paint, tissue, acrylic paint, tissue, acrylic paint, tissue. You just layer it like a lasagna, except it's a paper lasagna, I guess. This one is just 2 pieces of white paper and 1 piece of polka dot paper that I had, and it's gift tissue paper, so this thin stuff. Those are the 3 layers that covered all of those bold numbers and dates. This is a little pocket, as you can see, the magazine picture, music paper. And for those tiny little bits of magazine, I created tabs. I used those little pieces for tabs. This says Believe in the Magic. And this was from a different magazine. Here's that Birkenstock image. Yes, I left the shoes on the back, but I really like this wood grain and the red. Very pretty for the fall. And this is torn paper, and I inked the edges with Tim Holtz ink. So this is just the torn tissue paper. I used a glue stick. Yes, I just tore it, put a glue stick on the back, adhered it to the paper, let it dry, and there it is. And here you can see that beautiful little flower that was on that tiny bit of magazine. See? Here's more Christmas images because this is like a little mini Christmas journal. This is one of those adult coloring book pages, but I just like this bit, so I cut off all the white. And see, with my pages, I didn't have any fancy paper, leftover paper from things, so I just used my copy paper, and then I kind of zhuzhed it up with the paper, like scrapbook paper and bits and bobs that I had. As you can see, here's just a tiny little bit of music that I inked around the edges. And here is a saying from the magazine, one of the magazines, and it says, "I hate it when I put something in a safe place and basically lose it forever." That is me. Are you like this too? I'm telling you, whoever buys my house in the future, one day, if we ever sell it, they're going to find a great many things that were kept, air quotes, safe. So anyway, here is another tab. More tissue paper and a cute magazine picture. Another tab. It's kind of giant. I should have probably cut it down, but that's fine. Do you remember when we were playing around with these layers? The Hope and that, what was it, knitting, and that spare piece of paper. I loved it so much I put it in this journal. And this is just a pamphlet stitch. I do have a tutorial on my channel for that. I wasn't sure if I was going to use this wreath. I did. More tissue paper. And then I did leave a couple of pages blank. Here they are. And I did more decoration. So what I wanted to show you here is that yes, I have the tissue in the back, but I also layered some of the tissue in the front. And also, look at that, a darling, darling dog in that robin. So cute. Those snowmen are adorable. And here I wanted to show you, I like to do layering in threes usually. So this is just like a bit of paper that was left over. As you can see, both of these were, but I put one behind the image and one in front of the image. And I inked one edge and didn't ink the other edge. So here's more of that white paper with the tissue that I just kind of randomly applied. I did not cover this. It's fine, but I do love this. And look at that. Here we are, another robin. I thought that really looked good together. They complemented each other. Okay, so I created like these hanging journaling spaces. I offset them, and these are just square bits of magazine. I put white paper on the back of them, and I'm hanging them there. I love interactive elements in my journals. And this one is very unique because I really like this earthy tone to match this front. And I tore a little bit, it's very rustic looking. I tore it, inked the edges, and adhered it down, but it's okay if the entire back is not covered. These are all covered. This one isn't. So anyway, that's the last page there. I hope that this little project inspires you to make your own junk journal and just look at all of your junk mail that you get with new eyes and make a recycled journal yourself. You don't have to use everything from your junk mail. You can use some new, some old, but really just use what you have. You don't have to break the bank. For more content, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications.